Hey everyone, it's Hank again. Just thought I would do a really quick, fun, easy lesson video, play along kind of thing. So this one, we're gonna play some chords in the left hand, kind of similar to the ostinato practice of the last one. In fact, we're gonna use a metronome too. But check this out. So we're gonna play these chords in the left hand, and this is gonna be real simple. So first we're gonna do a 4-note chord that's all spaced out like this. So like I'm gonna start on this one, F, A, C, E, but it doesn't really matter. And we're gonna go boom, and then we're gonna move just the top 2 notes down and play it all again. And then we're gonna move just the bottom 2 notes down. And then just the top 2 notes, and then just the bottom 2 notes, and just keep doing that over and over again. So it's kind of like an inchworm, if you can imagine, like boom, squish, stretch, squish, stretch, squish, right? But we're gonna do it all with one hand. So, and you can practice that with a metronome. So let's set this to, okay, how about like 70. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And you could do this forever and ever. Right? So practice that with the metronome, and then we're gonna add the right hand, and we're gonna improvise something. So for this, we're gonna do, if you remember how to count 2 measures of 8th notes in 4/4, it might look something like this, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's the first measure, and then the second measure is just the same thing. So now we're gonna just highlight some random notes. Let's see. So let's do 1, 2, 3, maybe the and after the 4, and after the 1, and then maybe 3 and. So let's just clap this. And I'm gonna set the metronome a little slower. I'm gonna do 60, no, but I'm gonna do 120, and that'll be the 8th note. So just counting it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, and then clapping the highlighted ones. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good. Now the next thing is going to be just picking some random notes. And I'm just going to go back and forth between, today we're just going to use only the white keys on the piano. If you want it to sound okay. I mean, like you can use black keys, if it doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to go back and forth between C and D. So ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, I messed up. One more time. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and good. So now if you remember that thing from before with the chords, we're going to do those on beat 1. And if you remember, there's 2 measures in our pattern. So there's 2 beat 1s. So let's practice with the metronome again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now let's go back to our pattern and let's try playing them together. So let's see if I copy and paste this. Ba-da-da-ba-da. So the left hand is happening on the ones, right? And then our pattern was 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. What was it? The and after the 1, and then 3 and. So then what I like to do sometimes is just tap this out on my knees. So like left, right, you know what I mean? So, but I'll just show you on the piano. And with the metronome again. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and if you want to follow along with the rhythm that we wrote down, it'll look like this. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and I messed up. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and make sense? So then the next step, well, there's a bunch of next steps, but I'm gonna do instead of 120, I'm gonna divide that by 2. We're gonna do 60 BPM, and then that'll be the quarter note. So it's up to us to feel the eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right. So we have to feel that imaginary 1, and then doing just the same thing. Go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Right? You get the idea? Okay, and then the next step is, just making it up and just changing the pattern. And you don't have to stay, you don't have to do the same thing over and over again, but it's good to practice the same thing over and over again and limit yourself to one rhythmic pattern like we just did. But then once you get a feel for that and you're feeling the eighth notes, then you can start to play around and just kind of freely improvise. And what I like to do sometimes is imagine, so the phrasing is kind of natural of what you're doing. Imagine like a sentence, and then you play the words of that sentence on the piano. So like, I went to the restaurant, but they didn't have any pizza, with the metronome. 2 and 3 and 4 and I went to the restaurant, but they didn't have any pizza. 3 and 4 and 1. You get the idea. So just have fun with it and come up with your own stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.